Hey, mighty man of God, it's Dr. Joe Martin here with Real Men Connect, where we help good men become great men God's way by helping them win. And what matters and even frustrates them the most is men. Welcome to the Real Men Ride Along. Well, obviously, I'm not riding along. We're here right now in my office. I wanted to shoot a quick video. I did a Facebook Live earlier today. I don't know when you're going to watch this, but when you see this, I addressed the topic today is, should you tell your wife everything? Should you tell your wife everything? Now, I want you to think about it for a second. Think about the time when you've done something wrong. And it could have been horrible. I mean, from a scale from 0 to 10, it's probably a 15. And you know you have to tell your wife or your girlfriend or your significant other, the person who's in your life. You have to tell her. But you don't know how to tell her, or you don't know how much to tell her, or even when to tell her. And we have to use discernment in doing that. But the question is, how much do you tell her? Because I can tell you this, you're as sick as your secrets. So you don't want to keep secrets from the person, especially when what you're withholding from them can actually hurt them or someone they love. That's not fair to them. That's not fair to you. It's not fair to the people that they love. But we also know at the same time that if we do not share about what we've done, even if we've hurt that person, not only have we already broken the trust by what we did, we could also further hurt the trust by not coming clean and talking about it. Now, I know from which I speak, because I ended up ruining a 16-year marriage because I did not open up about my transgressions and what I did wrong. And I had to be, quote, found out, which means I was cowardly. I couldn't be bold enough and courageous enough to come clean. But when it was found out, I had to come clean. And the question was, how much do you share? So this video is to help you decide on how to use wisdom and discernment on, should you tell her everything after you come clean about whatever it is that you did. I like that. How much should you tell her? Should you come clean with everything after you've done your dirt? So the answer to the question is, you do not have to tell her not anything. You don't have to tell her everything. No, you do not. Now, don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying that you're not being honest. I'm not saying you're being honest. See, the point is, you are not to keep secrets from the person that you love, from your wife, from your girlfriend, from your boo. You're not to keep secrets. You always want to tell the truth. You always want to tell the truth. That's the only way you're going to rebuild trust. But you don't have to tell her everything. Hear me on this. You don't have to tell her everything. Now, here's the reason why you don't want to tell her everything, because she doesn't need to know everything. She's not God. God knows everything, and he doesn't even tell us everything. Are you following me on this? Because you don't know what you're telling her, if it could be a stumbling block to her faith, that it could cause a foothold in her mind that the enemy can use to exploit later on. So, because it takes wisdom to know not only what you should share, but it also takes wisdom on her part to know what she needs to ask. And so, no, you can't tell everything. Do not tell her everything, but you don't withhold anything. What you can do is talk about what you're struggling with. Tell her what you've done. And then when it comes to her asking you questions, when she starts asking questions, because you need to tell, and say it somewhat like this, if she's asking you for details, because she doesn't realize that the details are not going to help her. She may have to be curious, but what they say, curiosity kills the cat. All right. She may be curious, but she doesn't realize she's setting herself up for future failure by asking you for too much information. So you don't want to do that. So here's what you say to her in advance. So after you've already vowed that you're going to be honest, you're not going to not tell her what she's asking you about, but you want her to use wisdom and discernment when she asks you. So you say something like this. I owe it to you to be totally honest with you, because I've been dishonest in the past and I've hurt our trust. I've broken the trust in our relationship, and I will do whatever it takes to rebuild that trust. I will do for however long it takes. And so from this point forward, my life will be an open book to you. I will not hide anything from you anymore. I'm going to tell you the truth. So if you ask me anything, I'm going to tell you the truth, even if it hurts me, or if it hurts you, or even if it jeopardizes our relationship, because I know we won't ever have a relationship if it's not built on trust. Say something like that. Now, when she responds to that, you said, but before you ask me, though, now once you do that, now she's ready to ask everything. But before you ask me, I want you to please pray and ask yourself, is the question you're about to ask me, Is it something that is spirit-led by the Holy Spirit, or is it flesh-driven? Is it spirit-led or is it flesh-driven? Because if it's not spirit-led, that means that the enemy could use that flesh-driven question, the answer I give to you, later on to hurt you. And I don't want to uncover you spiritually. I don't want to continue to hurt you, and I want to tell you the truth. But I don't want to open up a can of worms that we cannot close again. I don't want to do that to you. That's not fair to you. So please pray that what you're asking me that is something that you need to know, not just want to know. Is it flesh driven or is it spirit led? And you want to hope that she understands that. Now, if for some reason she ignores that and she still asks you, that's a flesh driven question, then you have to come clean with the detail. See, what we don't understand, and we do this as men too, we think we want information, but what we need to be looking for is revelation. We don't need more information, the details. What we need is revelation to understand better. See, instead of asking my wife if she cheated on me, instead of asking the question, okay, how many men did you cheat on me with? Now, that sounds like a good question to ask, but not really. Because even if she only cheated once, it still is bad. I don't care how you look at it, it still is a sin. It still is a divorceable sin. But what I do need to know, not how many men she's been with, but has she been tested? Because now that jeopardizes me in our current relationship if she's bringing some sexually transmitted disease into the relationship. See, I don't need to know if the man that she was with is a better lover than I am. Do I really want that in my head? Do you really want that in your head? Does she really want that in her head? But what I do need to know is it anyone that I know, that I have to interact with on a regular basis? Is it somebody at the church? Is it somebody on my job? Is it a family member? That is something that I need to know, because now you're exposing me to something that could be potentially dangerous. And so you don't need to know all the details. You know, if you're struggling with, let's say, for instance, you're struggling with porn, you have to tell your wife that you're struggling with porn. She needs to know that. But she doesn't need to know the type of women you're looking at. And she doesn't need to know the age of the women that you're looking at, because it's not something that she can reconcile in her heart and her head. She doesn't need to know that. All she needs to know is that you're struggling. And so the question is, do you need to tell your wife everything? No. But you need to tell her the truth. See, your relationship is not going to be stronger based on you telling your wife everything. You're going to build a strong relationship based on the fact that you're not lying about anything. You don't have to tell her everything, but don't you ever lie about anything. And don't ever withhold information from her that could potentially hurt her or the people that she loves. You have to use discernment and wisdom, even if she doesn't ask you a question, something that you know she needs to know before it's too late. And the Bible always tells us that whatever we put in the darkness is going to come to light. God is going to bring it to light. So you might as well tackle it at that moment. So I'm hoping this helps. If you need any more information about this, feel free to reach out to us. You know, guys, that I also work one-on-one with men. So if you need to be connected to guys or be in a community, or if you just want to reach out to me, all the information you need is in the description somewhere on the video. Around here, you'll find it. And if this video has helped you, please share with another brother who may be struggling with how much he should share with his wife or his girlfriend. So stay strong, stay blessed, but most of all, stay in God's group. And remember, we're males by birth, but we are men by choice. So each and every day, choose to be the man that God has called and created you to be, because a male is a terrible thing to waste. So I'll see you soon. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.